had he been born 70 or 90 years back in Afghanistan, he would not have been a legendary figure today, what he is. So he is a product of his time. So you all are product of a country which is going to be the fastest growing, transparent democracy in the world, and not I and you. Whenever some Gora person, some Firangi says something, it gives a lot of credence to it. There is a study of International Monetary Fund which says that by 2025, India will be the second largest economy in the world, which means that in pure economic terms, if I try to quantify, today total gross domestic product we talk about, it is around say $1.3 trillion of economy, and they estimate it to be kind of $9 trillion of economy by 2025, and you all will be party to it. So I don't have any, kind of doubt also that opportunities will be less. But then there is a silver lining, also there is a dark cloud. That what really, you must first and foremost try to distinguish between what is knowledge and what is information. Whenever I meet MBAs, I am reminded of a vegetable called potato, which gets fit everywhere in the best possible manner. Because for all of you, you are exposed to all kinds of sectors in 2 years of your, academic, stint, where you know about manufacturing units, you know about organizational behavior, you know about business economics, you know about everything. But out there ask that why is it necessary to also do unnecessary things? It just sharpens your skill, as Mr. V.K. Gupta put it, that since it sharpens you, and why also, that unless he has been exposed to unnecessary things, he would not come to know this is unnecessary. This is also a part of curriculum, that you try to know what is really beneficial, what is not, and you set aside what is not beneficial. So this way is a kind of growing process. With this I end this small talk. I hope I could add a little bit value addition to your thought process. I'm looking forward to all of you, say in some other sessions on academics. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Anyone having any questions? You can just come up here and ask your queries.
Hard work or smart work is only the key of success. Is it right?
I didn't get you. Can you please?
Hello. Hello. Is hard work is only the key of success?
I believe that success is self-calculation of your potential. See, it is not, you cannot quantify success in terms of riches or in terms of having achieved something. What I believe that for a true leader, a leader does not mean just a CEO. Leader means each student, each employee. For a true leader, you would be able to succeed or have a sense of satisfaction and gratification when you really believe that whatever potential you had when you were performing a job, you did your peak performance. The sense of peak performance across the world, all great people, even batsmen like Sunil Gavaskar and Sachin Tendulkar and say tennis player like Bjorn Borg, all of them when they performed their peak, they were never very excited when they did it because they were getting the maximum satisfaction when they were performing. That is what even in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, that when you get yourself detached, he is not talking about attachment or unattachment. He is talking about detachment. You are doing it for the sake of it, and if for the sake of it you get enjoyment, that itself gives you a success. I know a guy here in Lucknow, I will definitely not name him, but he is a guy worth of maybe 3,000 crores. He stays in the house somewhere in Lucknow, and for last 50 years, he has been to Aminabad market 2 or 3 times only. He comes out of his house just whenever he is ill. So you would ask me, what does he do? I ask him, what really gives you a kick in life? He is a businessman, and with a businessman does kind of some chemical work he is doing. Some sort of, let me not elaborate what exactly is his business. Business is very honorable, and he keeps on doing a kind of laboratory which is in his own house, and you get lot of enjoyment out of there, and sense of justice he gets from after mixing proper material, and he gets a taste of it. Yes, this is what he really wanted.
Yes.
I think that is what success is.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure your words would have surely ignited the flame of inspiration within all of us under the roof. I wish every one of you to succeed in life. Now I would request Mr. Deependra Saxena, Chairman IMRT, to propose his vote of thanks.
Pankaj Mishra for so informative and interactive session with the students. One thing I would like to request all the students, be more participative in this session, because this is something UTTHAN-2013 is conceived and developed by Dr. Sujit Victor only for you, not for us. See, he has created a platform which is proving to be a communication platform between the corporates and you all. So be more, whatever one speaks, listen to it very carefully, frame your questions, clear your doubts. Only then Dr. Sujit Victor would be successful in what he's trying to do. So be more participative, clear your doubts, talk to the speakers and ask your questions. With that, I thank everyone for this such a lovely initial first session of this program. And I think now we shall be moving for the lunch. So thank you very much, Mr. Mishra. To request Mr. Pankaj Mishra to would like to invite you for placement in our placement. But I think we have got some very marketing and other esteemed students which can prove to be an asset for a GST asset management company. So I would like to invite you for the placement as well.
Okay, thank you. Definitely, I look forward to it, and would also like to tell you that coming for placement and meeting all of you, all these institutions, companies like HDFC and the group companies also, would like to have aspiring minds like yours, and definitely we will take it forward and see to it that how it takes place in coming months. Thank you.
Thanks so very much.
I request the students to move outside for lunch, and I request all of you to join us for the next session after 45 minutes, which will be around 3 o'clock. Thank you.
From all the colleges, I, Park Brother, extend my warmest welcome to all. And now, we are talking so much on it. So the first and the foremost question which bounds up to about the reality of the job and the challenges and the growth and the opportunity that what you can face when you are into the sector. As it is rightly said that cars are the sweetest thing that is created by God. But he forgot to put soul into it. However, we are privileged to Arvind Kumar. Acharya. And it will be presented by Chairman Sir.
Yeah, hi. Good afternoon to all of you. It's actually a privilege to be here amongst you all, and I'm thankful to the college management for inviting me over here. Basically, what I understand as the theme of the seminar is that how do we prepare ourselves to get into a corporate or to get into a regular job after passing out or after doing a certain level of education or a degree. It's critical to understand the background and the current country environment and economic environment before you actually get into a full-fledged career. if you look at the current environment, I'm sure you must be as disillusioned as a whole lot of us are, whether it is got to do with the law and order, whether it is got to do with the political environment, whether it is got to do with the price rise or the economic growth, everything appears very, very depressive, and it really is not encouraging you to do your best, or that you get an opportunity where you do your best. But at the end of the day, I mean, maybe there are doomsday analysts who are having a field day and perhaps having fun at our thoughts that they are saying that we are headed towards the doom, or we are heading towards a similar kind of year as 2012 was, or as 2008 was, or as 2009 was. But our own experience, when you look at 2008 or 9, India came back strongly. Despite being more integrated with the world than China today, we are still better off as far as our own installations are concerned in grappling with these kind of recessionary conditions in the world or in the global economy. We are more integrated in the sense that we are not one of those countries which is a single industry-driven country like maybe Russia, which is oil primarily, or Taiwan, which is technology only, or any other country for that matter, which is by and large dependent on one or two industries. We have everything, right from drugs to cars to just about all kind of service industry, and each one has its own contribution. Though sadly, the contribution of manufacturing is going down. It is just about at about 16%, and for a healthy economy, I think it should be in excess of at least a quarter. Those are the gaps where we need some kind of a spur. Those are the gaps where we need some kind of a push from the government. But if you look at 2013, though it appears as of now that we are still trailing at about 5% economic growth, which is virtually half of what used to be in our heady days of 8 or 9%. And actually we require that kind of a growth to do anything worthwhile. Because at 5% in a developing economy will just not work, because it will not create opportunities, it will not create growth, and it will have a whole lot of negative social repercussions. Because when we produce something like 1.58 crores a year employable graduates or management graduates, and they don't find jobs, obviously it will have a very negative social repercussion. So while we are developing, but we need that growth at a much higher clip, almost double of the present. And my optimism stems from the fact that if you look at the last 6 months of 2012, India looks on a road to recovery. In the sense, if you look at the exports, there is a gradual recovery. If you look at the government's effort in terms of cutting the subsidies or stemming the expenditures, at least they've been able to do a fine job there. If you look at the kind of FDI which is flowing into now today, you see that it is, at least aviation has also opened up to FDI, retail has already opened up, and you will also see a whole lot of now investments coming into core and infrastructure. In fact, something like in excess of what the estimate today is, in the next 5 years, you will have something like $1 trillion coming into infra and core sector itself. So our country, which is basically offering today opportunities to the young graduates in the field of service industry only, and unfortunately we are not offering as many opportunities in manufacturing, which is critical for any country to sustain a growth, that will be taken care of in case that kind of investment comes into the country. So at the end of the day, why I gave you this background was that there is a lot of hope, and that we are on a growth trajectory. Directionally, we are there. It is only that we have to gather momentum, we have to gather pace, so that we take care of this large employable youth force which is coming out from the various management institutes or universities, and I'm sure they'll be taken care of. There will be enough opportunities as we go by. Today, the favorite hunting ground for any management graduate is what? The service industry, which is either IT, which is either telecom, or hospitality, or retail. And as I said earlier, unfortunately, we don't see the same kind of interest in the manufacturing. And the third thing, which is where we are not really focusing on, that all of us immediately, the moment we pass out of a certain degree or whether it is graduation or a PG level, we immediately look for a job. We are not looking at actually the entrepreneur side of life. What is happening is that if you only look for a job, you create one job and that is only for yourself. But if you become an entrepreneur, what you do is that actually adds to nation building, and not only that, you engage yourself in a very productive